Hey, Lighthouse, thanks for starting your day with some devotions. Hey, if you have a question for Friday videos, always want to remind you, questions at lighthousebaptist.net. Have got a couple of good ones this week that I'm looking forward to tackling in the next couple weeks. And so if you want to add to that list, we'd love to have a conversation. It's the weakness about these one-way conversations we have in devotions, right? We need to be together. So why don't you come to church, come to Bible study, and invite your friends. All right, well, let's continue on in Daniel chapter 2. And now we're going to see the fallout from Daniel's interpretation of Nebuchadnezzar's vision, of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. And initially, it looks like things are going well. And it's not going to be till the next chapter that we find out the promotion that Daniel gets is a blessing. It's also a curse, as are so many things in our world. But you know what I really want to focus on, just for some morning devotions, is why Nebuchadnezzar's so excited. Why Nebuchadnezzar is so quick to not only reward Daniel, but to honor Daniel's God. Remember, from Nebuchadnezzar's perspective, he knocked down the temple of this God in Jerusalem. He has conquered the Israelite people, and in these ancient cultures, he really probably feels like he conquered Yahweh. Like Yahweh was no match for him. He and his gods went in and destroyed the temple in Jerusalem and kidnapped exiles, brought them back to serve him in his palace. And so it is so shocking to Nebuchadnezzar that actually not only did this God not suffer, mortal injury, but actually is the most effective God all the way over here in Babylon. So after Daniel reveals the dream to Nebuchadnezzar in verse 46, it says, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face and paid homage to Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. None of my magi, none of my sorcerers, none of my enchanters could do this, and you've done it." And he commanded that an offering and incense be offered up to him. So Daniel is like anointed here. He is the one. Nebuchadnezzar says, "This is my guy." The king answered and said to Daniel, "Truly, look at this. Your God is God of gods and Lord of kings, a revealer of mysteries, for you have been able to reveal this mystery." So this is the thing that so impresses Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel, this Yahweh that you serve is obviously the God of gods. He is the Lord of kings. Think about that for somebody in Nebuchadnezzar's position, who's not only a king, but really an emperor, who's conquering, is just continuing to go out from Babylon. And he says, it's obvious that your God is the Lord of people like me. Well, he's not going to live by that forever. In fact, the next chapter, we're going to see him try to promote one of his gods over Yahweh. And yet, what is it? We should take a minute as we do devotions together today and say, what is it that so impressed Nebuchadnezzar? Was it not just this, that Yahweh was able to do what he claimed he is able to do in a way that no other God ever was? We see the same thing at the contest between the prophets of Baal and Elijah, as Baal is the god of the storm. He should be able to start a fire on this altar, and we see that he is actually not powerful. He is not able to do that, and Yahweh is able to beat him at his own game to start this fire on the altar. In the same way, Nebuchadnezzar, you see the people he surrounded him by, sorcerers and enchanters and star watchers and magi and magicians. And so this is a culture that is steeped in the supernatural, steeped in things like dreams and visions and visitations. And yet when it comes down to it, none of these other gods can actually deliver when the rubber meets the road in a way that Yahweh can. So once again, Yahweh has beaten the gods of Babylon at their own game. We see this as God proves the gods of Egypt as less than him, or impotent, unpowerful, in the Exodus story. Over and over, in the Old Testament, as God, as Yahweh, the God of Israel, comes face to face with challenges from these foreign gods, they are proven impotent and he is proven powerful. We live in a world where people want to know the answer to that same question. These gods that we're serving, the God of popularity and the God of status and the God of sensuality and sexuality and the God of comfort and the God of wealth and influence. Can they deliver? Can they actually give peace in my heart? Can they give me a sense of security? Can they give me a sense of connectedness that I am so longing for? And the truth is that they cannot. And it is only the God of Israel, who has sent his son, Jesus Christ, who has invited us into a kingdom where we do not worship these false gods, but rather we worship the God. It is this God of Israel who still is the one who says, as soon as you're ready to give up searching comfort and peace of mind and joy in your heart with all that the world has to offer, come and I'll give you rest. You can be in my kingdom and have peace. You can have peace with God. You can have peace with your fellow man. You can have peace with the created order. But you can't have it while you're searching all of the world's system of ways to find that comfort and that peace. Rather, it's not going to be until you give up all the other gods of Babylon and find that only Yahweh can come through. Well, this is good advice if you and I are struggling with following the gods of Western civilization. If we are trying to find peace in all of the things that the world is trying to get us to find peace in, it's a good reminder. But it's also a good reminder that we live among people who have this question. They want to know, okay, does following Jesus work? See, that's the thing that Daniel was really able to prove, is that following Yahweh works. It's not just that the gods of this world don't deliver. It's that the God of heaven, the living God, does deliver. We need to live our lives in such a way where we are so free of idolatry and so committed to Christ that we are the demonstration of that truth. That people can look at our lives and go, man, it really is true that sin is not in this guy's way, that his mistakes of his past are not in his way, that the brokenness of the world is not in his way, but this guy has peace. This is a woman who has joy that comes from somewhere else. Beloved Lighthouse.